Hello, welcome to my channel. Well, it's the second week of It's My Bag Challenge, and I think it's been working out pretty good. A lot of people have been doing some pretty cool things. And I know I'm a little late, but better late than never. Isn't that what they say? I don't know if it's true or not, but that's my case. That's the case for me. Anyways, I wanted to, okay, this stupid camera. I spend all kinds of money to, get it fixed to go where I want it to go, and my husband kind of fixes it, but doesn't really work out all the time. So we'll just have to go with it. Okay, I want to show you a couple bags that I've done, and I want to show you a technique as well, and I won't take up a lot of your time. But so let's start with the first bag that I did is this one. And I know it's a little different because it's going up and down instead of across or in the center. But what I did, I wanted to do it kind of more of a modern way with paper and lace and coffee, and try to do something pretty and different with a bag, with a Valentine bag, because this is hearts and lace that we're doing. So I do have lace here, which I inked a little bit, the same color I used on the hearts. Okay, and then I have a die cutting machine that I love, and I cut out a bunch of hearts and I glued them down. I also put some washi tape underneath, and I thought that was a nice little, way to not show washi tape, but to at least have a design under there, a background. And I have a lot of washi tape, so I might as well use it. Coffee dyed trim, some coffee dyed appliques, some handmade paper that I inked, some book paper, and just simple stuff. Oh, and down here is more washi tape. But to look at it, if you look at it all at the same time, I don't think it looks all that like store-bought. I wouldn't want it to look store-bought. So, and in here, actually, I have a couple of faux rhinestones from jeans, and I have some up there too. I love to use them. These came on some little girl jeans, white jeans, and it's very hard to find that with rhinestones on them. And what I do is I rip them up, and I use them on my bags. Now, I am going to be selling this bag, and with this bag is going to come this notepad that I made. And this is glass glitter, so don't cut yourself on it, because if you run your finger over it, you will get cut. And I do have to apologize for Band-Aids all the time. I have very sharp tools, I have very hot tools, and I usually get burnt or cut during the week. And my husband says to me every night when he leaves, "Don't hurt yourself while I'm gone." I'm like, yeah, okay. Sure, I'll try not to. But I do, always. So I apologize. You will see Band-Aids on me all the time. Okay, so anyways, I did not make this graphic, the perfume bottle. I made this is a notepad. And on the back of each page, I printed out some pretty paper. Okay, and this is a notepad that's going to go with this. Plus, where are you? Don't be hiding on me. Okay, plus 2 plain ones that you can decorate yourself and give as a gift. I think these are really beautiful. I love the graphics, and I just added the backgrounds and the, things around them, and then the glass glitter, and I just think it's beautiful. So these will be in my shop. This is 4 by 6, and so that's those, okay? And then I made this little thing. I saw something like this on Pinterest, and I thought it was really cute, but their words said besties, and I didn't have time to play with that. So what I did was, there's a 3 by 5 bag here, it's small, and they had a tag in it. I tried to do it as close as possible because I just liked it so much. And they took seam binding and they inked it up with a darker color. It was a moss green, or not really, an aqua green. And then I used a darker green on top of it. Added a heart that has music notes on it, And I inked it around with black and then added these little pink things and the word roses. And I think it's just so cute because you can make these up pretty quickly. If you've got a lot of extra flowers that you don't use for your junk journals, like I do, I have tons of flowers because I used to use them all the time. You can just put anything in here. You can even put a little rose if you wanted to. And I just made this tag, has nothing to it. It's just to show that it's in there. And then I just spattered some gold on the bag. And I think that's fine. It's a nice gift, you know. This one is the big one, okay? This one I made out of cardstock. And it is a big heart that I made the heart shape myself. Obviously, that's pretty easy to do. And it opens up, and what I did here was I embossed the heart, and I have a big embossing folder, and I have a big embossing machine. I have like 3 of them, and they're all different sizes, and they all kind of do different things. So I was able to emboss this big heart with this big, I think it was probably an 8x10 embossing folder. And I have never used it, and I wanted to use it, so I did. And then I took some white ink, and I just went over the raised parts of the embossing. And then for the lace, because I said for the prompts for this week are hearts and lace, I just cut out some lace, a beautiful laces out of a wedding gown that I had, and I just glued them around. And on the back, I put some music paper. And obviously on the front, you can see the rose and some of the stuff and the hanging hearts here. And inside of that, this will also be for sale. And inside of that, I've made this adorable Valentine notebook. And this is on coffee dyed paper. It's lightly coffee dyed, but it is on coffee dyed paper. Oh, and what I made with the notebooks, what's the cool thing about these notebooks, because this one too, these are removable notebooks. I put some foam, double-sided foam tape in there, and if you just lightly pull on it, it will come right off, and you can take the note paper out and put a new one in. So if you run out of using this, or you want to put something else in there, you can easily switch it out. Same with this one. And then I also added this one. And I love them all. The birds and the thing was someone else's graphics. I wish I was that talented. I added just some trims and the little sweetheart, you know, just some embellishments. And then a little bit of lace. And this one is like a pink polka dot and then a red polka dot. And also always white on the other side so that you can write on there. I wanted the red because of the red in here, but it's really a vintage red. So I don't think it really, let's see, it's not very dark, but you know, who's going to see it anyways? I love dark red. But there is pink here, and this is glass glitter. I just love this glass glitter. I'm going through it pretty quickly. Don't run your finger over this, though. Please be aware. I have already cut myself making these, so you don't want to do that. Okay? So that's this. This is pretty big. And if you know how to make a heart pattern, you can make your own. What I did from, say, about here to there, I added an inch on each side. I didn't go all the way around. I just added an inch when I cut them both out. And then I scored it right close where I wanted it to fold. And I was going to show you, and I think I will, because we're going to do another little heart. To make a heart pattern, it's really very easy. And in case you've never done one before, I'm doing this for you. Okay, you decide there's 3 points to a heart. There's the end, and there's the top, and then there's the width. So when you decide, well, I want the heart to be about you can figure it out. Always do it on a folded piece of paper so that the sides come out evenly. And then you just, draw to that point and then draw to this point. Now, if you wanted this different, you just come back in and you can just, play with it and decide. So what I did, now that I messed that all up, let's see. So what I did with this heart to make it, okay, I added right here, right about there, I added about a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to show you what I did with it. So I cut this out like that. Okay, so there I have the heart with the, I call it a seam allowance, but it's, I don't know if that's what they call it in paper. And then I scored that on both sides. I put another line so I knew where to score it. Now I did it on the back of the heart. I didn't do it on the front part that's going to be showing. Okay, then I scored here and there. And then I clipped this out and that out because you do not need that. And then you clip all the way, even though it's paper and not material, you clip this whole thing and it'll be so much easier to go around that score line like that. So then, because I had 2 of them, well, you only need to do the seam allowance on one. And on the bottom one, you just do the heart without a seam allowance, okay? And you slip that in there, and then you fold these over and glue them down. Anytime you do anything circular or curved, you need to clip, okay? You probably could get away with it, but mine was pretty curved, so I had to do that. When I was first married, my husband had an aunt who was a professional seamstress. She was totally deaf, and her parents had sent her to deaf school, in a special school for the deaf in Rochester, New York, where I was born. And she learned from a tailor how to be a tailor. And she made wedding gowns, and she made all kinds of things, suit coats, everything. And so for a year, I always wanted to learn how to sew, so she had me over to her house every week for a year and taught me all this great stuff. And believe me, it comes in handy even in making paper and journal. You know how to handle shapes. And when we're working on a journal, we may do some crazy stuff, but we know how to handle the shapes. So trust me, if you've got anything circular and you want to fold it under, always clip into that score line or where you want to fold, okay? So then we're going to go on to scented hearts, okay? I came up with this idea that I wanted to make hearts that smelled nice. And I have done that with pipe cleaners and a lot of other things, to be honest with you. I have been experimenting for a long time, and I've showed some of this before when I, sent my cards and stuff like that. But what I've done here, like I took a pipe cleaner, this was white, and I coffee dyed it. And then I realized I could have just taken a tan pipe cleaner. It would have come out the same color. And I dipped it into my candle warmer. And it's apple cinnamon. Smells gorgeous. I get it from Walmart, $2 for a whole thing. And when you dip something into it, it makes it hard, so it's not going to ravel. And I just love it. Put it on some parchment paper. These I've already done, and then I added glitter to these. And the other thing that I learned by doing this was that you can add from your, when you do your wax seals, you've got all that colored wax. Well, you can add colored wax into the warmer, and it will melt it. So, like, say you have lavender scent of these melts in scented wax cubes, what they're called. Say you have lavender. When you melt the lavender, it's white. So if you have your wax seal waxes with you, you can get the scent of lavender, but you can also change the color. Say you want blue. Put in your blue wax melts and it'll turn, I already did it. It turns blue. It turns whatever color you put in there, it will turn. And you can do half, you can do all. Just make sure you have tweezers, even these things, needle nose. You need something to put them in with. You don't want to put your hands in there. Now I'm going to show you what I did with this. I would just go like that. And I wanted to do it like that. I hope you can see this. And like that. And now I have a scented pipe cleaner. And those of you that have ordered from me this week, you're getting some of these in your packages so that they really will smell nice when you open up your package. And all I did for this is I made my own heart pattern of whatever size I wanted for my hearts. And then I cut them out of an old quilt. Actually, this was, I think, a quilted runner I got from Goodwill. And I didn't sew them. I didn't do anything because they're already sewn, really. You don't need to. And I take them. Now, maybe I just want the tip of this. I don't want the whole thing. So I'll just do that much. And then maybe I'll just take some, what did I do here? That's the wrong one. Here it is. Okay. This is a smaller one. I'll show you. I'm just going to do the tip of this. And always have your parchment paper there. And then I had cut out some lace. And I can put that on top of that. Now this is already dried. And I cut out lace to put on top of that. And if I don't want to make it double, I don't have to. I can use I can use anything I want. And what I did, I could put an applique here. I can put a button here. Any kind of button. Make it decorative. Make it homey looking. Or I like putting the lace back on it. Put the lace on it. And this. I don't have lace for that, but I can do that. I can do that. And it's so pretty and it smells so nice. I love apple cinnamon. The smell is great. Or you can maybe even put a pipe cleaner heart on there. I don't know. One thing I will tell you is I did put black in my, this red apple cinnamon, and I wouldn't recommend it because it really comes out black. I wanted to darken the red. So instead of that, I cleaned it out and I put in a darker red that I had in my wax seal bundle. So anyways, okay, so that's really all I wanted to show you. So but let me just finish this here. Okay, so put it on a bag. Put it in a bag because they smell divine. I think I'm going to leave that one like that. Or maybe I like this with a button. Oh, I think that's cute. And just glue it on a bag. Glue some trim here. Glue some trim there. And just have fun with it. Do a coffee dyed bag. I don't have any. I go through them pretty fast. So I'm kind of out of them. Let me see, this is a bag that I stamped on and I just inked around. So I'm kind of stuck on stuff. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is give you the prompts for next week. Next week, the prompts are buttons and circles. Okay, so that could be a circular picture. You know, anything that's a circle, shape of a circle. as many buttons as you want. One button or many buttons, decorative buttons, plain buttons, just buttons, okay? Buttons, not just buttons. You can add anything you want to it, but buttons and some kind of a circular shape. You can have a picture that's a circle. I don't know what else would be circular, but I think it would be interesting and challenging to come up with something, and that's kind of what the challenge is about, to challenge ourselves to come up with something different and new. And I want to thank all of you that have participated in this It's My Bag Challenge, because you've all done a beautiful job and you've inspired me to keep going and make more bags and make them all different ways. And I just love that about YouTube, is that we can share what we do with everybody and learn so much more. So you're very inspiring. Thank you for joining my challenge. Thank you for your videos. I know it takes time out of your day and your night and to make those things, but I hope you're having fun. And a lot of people are enjoying your videos, I'm sure. So thank you for stopping by. And if you like this video, please give me a like. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe.